Hi, this is the first video I ever made, so apologize for any of the awkwardness. So it's going to be me opening these two boxes of conspiracy. Ooh, fancy. I pre-opened the boxes because I didn't want to flip around with packaging on my first go. But there, got these from Card Kingdom, who are awesome, and took some time because, well, shipping is a pain with share components. So let's just see what we got here. Right. Post it up in here. And I know that there are people who say that you could draft the packs or anything like that, but to be honest, I really don't like drafting. Here we go. Foil Berserk. That's a pretty good way to start. And it's ready. That's pretty awesome. Uncommon, nothing major there. So we're just gonna breeze through this as quick as possible because, well, nobody wants to see me listen to me talk forever and ever and ever. Angel. And the uncommons, commons we're just going to skip past because, well, they're commons. Not super fancy, nothing major, huge there. So, another reason I wanted to do this was because it's not often I get to show off things we're getting in real time and figure out what's going on. Hey, cool, Serum Visions. Again, just figuring out the camera, the angles as we go here. But yeah, and I was talking about some things that really I'm planning on doing this, and yeah, it's because even though I'm not drafting, and the reason I don't buy single cards is simply because I like to have things I never really know what I want. So buying singles is kind of like, oh, by the time I need them, they're like $1 million, and instead of like, hey, like Ghostly Prison, like how that was like $15, didn't know I needed one, and yeah, there are a few decks I've had that would have wanted it. Nothing major, and it's just, this is my process. I actually have more fun doing this than I do drafting. It's just how I am. Cards like this bother me though from the conspiracy. It's so cool, the art's gorgeous, and is a card I'm never going to be able to use because it's draft only. And that's fine. So if I want to build cube, it's like one of the first cards that goes in, no care how good it is or not. But definitely nothing I'm gonna be able to use. I mean, all I really play is EDH, commander, if you will. So anything outside of that is chaff. And so we got that. Not really hoping to really pull anything out, which makes this even better for me, to be perfectly honest. Having no expectations is always nice. That way, you get cool things. It's like, now this guy right here, no guy on Twitter who's looking for that Hobbs, and so, but yeah, the second one of those, it goes to him because, well, but who knew he might have gotten it by now? I'll just double check, but it's one of those things I tend not to think about too much because, again, like I said, if I have specific plans for things, it tends to fall apart like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. In theory, I should have tried this out like this a bit better, but working around this tripod is the first time I've ever made a video about anything really, to be perfectly honest. So it's mostly just me looking through this, and I see why they do, like, for the profit or losses, or Professor's Booster Box game, why they just do the music and speed it up, because yes, this is pretty boring if you don't have, like, a path. And working on my speed here, I used to carefully opening packs to put stuff back inside it, because you never know. Hit Recruiter of the Guard. That's a better angle here, yeah. So, I mean, things I probably wouldn't go out and buy, but hey, part of the box. So it's a pretty good box for fighting. Foil Berserk, the highlight here, obviously. Burning Wish. I mean, definitely another one of those cards I wish was way better in Commander, but I mean, it can be if you have the right play group, which is always cool. I mean, because who doesn't want to make a wish? It's the what was I looking for? Careful what you wish for, but there's not really much of that, because you know exactly what you're wishing for. It's like having, like, hey, 2 Durays in one box. I'm actually okay with that. I mean, yeah, there's no, they hit every other like legendary creature from the last one except for Brago. Because Brago died, and which is fine. But there was so we're looking for Muzio. And I know that they're going into Kaladesh and there's going to be a heavy artifact, so they don't want to have two heavy artifact things in a row. You know, all the cogwork stuff has been sort of looking for banned because Muzio had a failed coup and all of that stuff, so that's fine. But I really would like to see him in this set. I mean, nothing new. Evolving Wilds. A lot of duplicate rares, but I mean, fortunately not a lot of duplicate junk rares, but usable, playable stuff. I mean, that's all anybody can really ask for, right? Well, there's a bulky Bulkerton, but again, Sigma Gosi is super good in EDH. I mean, huge target for everything, but double Berserk, one foil, one non-foil. Like, those are legitimate. I cannot regret doing this even more with my first box because this box is super awesome, and it's just I am not particularly good at this, but it's okay. So you get to live vicariously through my awkward ramblings as I open these boxes. Another Grenzo, some cool stuff in there as well. Really like how they fixed the voting mechanic. I mean, it's better than we got right now in the actual politics, which we're going to avoid talking about because of politics. But where every vote kind of counts, it's super awesome. It seems like there's a lot of room to play with in that. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, it's double-sided. I never noticed that. Yeah, you learn something new every day. Hey, look, and a show and tell. That is. This box is. You know, I lied. I am actually really glad I got to share this box with you all. Simply because I don't think anybody will believe me. That was my how awesome this one box is, and it's simply 2 recruiters. Okay, cool. I almost want to see how much this box is after breaks down to be afterwards because I've been doing real exotic orchard. Just going to do great and some stuff there. Because who doesn't love a Felwar Stone that you don't have to cast, right? Mana fixing is always good, especially with the rule 4 from EDH. Also like the monarch mechanic. I plan on doing that a lot too. Oh yeah, I've gotten that throne or Marquesa yet. But I mean, if I don't pull them through these boxes, I'm definitely going to probably pick those up in singles, simply because I know I want those. Inquisition, Kozilek, what a show! Oh wait, hey, almost forgot that Beast Within there. Highly useful cards. I can't remember what they printed in any common slots to merit digging through those, but I'll probably go through those later. 100-handed one. That's the most. That is like legitimately probably the chaffiest card from this box so far. I mean, we could definitely go back and look, but I don't. Adriana. Yeah, I mean, so like, oh man, here we go. Let's see what we got here. We got Beast Within, Inquisition, Kozilek, Recruiter, Show and Tell, Grenzo, Berserk, Ghostly Presenter Ready, Burning Wish, Recruiter. Let's see. No, Pressure of the Count's not the other one. It was in here somewhere. I forgot to say Recruiter, but yeah, and then the Ready and the Foil Berserk. That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna grab the second one here. Again, I took off the shrink wrap because, gosh, I'm already nervous enough doing this. Trying to fool around with shrink wrap is legitimately probably the worst idea I could possibly have. Outside of doing this blindly and with like no actual plan. You know, kind of what I do now. Pariah. one, I mean, if you want to rag on like the what sort of looking for quality of this, I am doing this on my phone. Fortunately, at least it's like a decent phone in there. I think I just broke down and got a smartphone recently. Okay, so a lot of sphinxes I'm gonna go see in these boxes, but I'm doing this on my phone and seeing if there's something I like doing. And so far I do. I think I just need a better plan and practice. And once we get that done, I think maybe this might be worth doing more often. Maybe not do multiple boxes in one video. Or maybe do something, ooh, that's the chaffiest thing. Maybe you can put them in that and 100-handed one for the other box and put them into a pit and make them fight. See which one's the biggest amount of chaff. Like, but yeah, I mean, not everything has to be gold, and that's key. I mean, then you get cards, cool and commons like Beast Within. And other cards you can use, which is the important part. And then, well, it's more work for myself, but taking the stuff that I'm not using and donating it or sending it somewhere else it can go. Like this here. This is not absolutely terrible outside of the draft, simply because it's just a Juzon Jin. That doesn't hurt you. There's one less toughness. But yeah, you can't play EDH because it's boring. I'd rather play like Abyssal Persecutor and some other nonsense. Let's see. Lots of foils. I also, hey birds, hate foils. So you can find something to do with all these foils. I have this like, massive box of foils just sitting around doing nothing. Simply because they're foils. Hey, that's fancy. Yeah, so, I mean, I know a lot of people like them, but I just haven't figured out what to do with them because sorting through them and there's all a bunch of random stuff, useful, but nothing particular than maybe ones of random commons and uncommons from various random sets. Just, what do you really do with those? Burning Wish. That's in a legacy deck. It's probably like the coolest part about this. Conspiracy 2 specifically, not just me. I'm here making a huge mess on my table. There we go. Monstrosity. Is that this legitimately is a huge way to get past that threshold for a lot of major legacy decks. This right here, I have one of the actual, just shake around a bit more, whatever. I have one of these sitting in my binder, and it's never been used. I should probably use it. It's really good, and I just can't justify like, oh hey, $5-6 for a counter spell. When it's, I played mostly with a bunch of poor college kids, and it seemed excessive. I'm on my way to another playset of Inquisitions with this kind of cool art. It's really weird. Like you can see the little pointy Kozlekian broodline things there, but it's got this weird Ulamagian face visage thing going on. So I'm kind of curious about this one, Mr. Volkenbaga. Do some cool art, but I'm not always sure where you're going with it. Yeah. So hey, this is one thing this Rambling has touched on. We've touched on this guy. I don't want to. We touched on all sorts of cool things like art and Vorthosian story stuff because it's the fun part. And we're looking at a foil Forgotten Agent. Not everything can be foil Berserk. It's okay. There we go. But this box is a terrible slouch so far. I mean, we're only about halfway in. Hey, there we go. Another Recruiter of the Guard. And I mean, I could definitely go through out here and price out what I plan on keeping or what I want to sell, but that's boring. Everybody does videos like that. and it's a lot of work. And video editing, which I haven't quite learned yet. This, all right. Pirate, single pirate, since Mercadian Masks. Just let that sink in and share my rage or ire, whatever you want to call, about how like creature types just aren't being used to their full fullness. Like, how do people not like pirates? People love pirates. Flame slash, dragon. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure there's legit reasons like why Wizards spent, you know, a huge already amount of time trying to get the token blue creatures to make sense. Until they figure out, like, hey, why don't we just give them our full flags? They're magical. Who cares? But it's one of those things where pirates, I feel, like could be any world. Like, you don't have to have pirates that are only on boats. Because guess what? Pirates can go on shore. They can leave the boats. It's not like Merfolk before they only had fins. But it seems that, hey Hobbs, if you're watching this, look, so that's for you. I'll set this aside, like right now. Put it right over here, off camera, at the end of the table. But we saw how we just in Tarkir we got orcs back, which legitimately made me the happiest because I've been wanting orcs back for ages, and for them to, you know, not just abjectly suck. And it looks like with Kaladesh that we're gonna have those other ones, other little red guys I couldn't quite figure out. They're small little people, dwarves. You can see dwarves again, which is cool. You know, I remember seeing like on a Mario article or something, hey, Phyrexian Arena with some sick art, saying that they had a problem with dwarves because of color pie, whereas red is chaos and freedom and stuff like that. Dwarven society, as we may or may not know from fancy foil, that you know, Renzo, that they are regimented and very well structurally sound, not structurally sound, but societally focused, which is a very white sort of color pie thing. Yeah, I'm definitely not shy on ghostly prisons anymore, which is nice. Really wish they would use the old art. But anyway, what I was saying, dwarves. Yeah, burgeoning, awesome. Command zone preview. Hey, I was saying dwarves and society, which makes them maybe Boros, you know, red white, but there's no like real snapping. That doesn't work. Hang on, there's no real way to get them all in red and white. Have them all be red and white. So I think that was one of the big things with dwarves. So we'll see what happens with Kaladesh and the potentiality for dwarves. Hey, look at that. Finishing off weird play sets of cards I don't particularly care for. I mean, Serum Visions is great and all, but it's not my style. I much prefer to... It's so creepy. I much prefer to... yeah, I'm one of those guys. I would rather play a Chalice of the Void on one and make you have dead cards in your hand than play Serum Visions or Brainstorm. There we go. Throne of the High City. This, I really feel, is going to be a sweet Commander staple, simply because it introduces monarchy to the game at will. It doesn't necessarily do it like when nothing's going to play, and you don't have to use it. You can just use it as lands, and you can gauge where the game is going to go. You can see all sorts of really cool things. And Duskmantle Seer. So glad that they did that as a rare, not a mythic, because it never felt mythic. This really felt like a card. I always wanted to get there but never could. Hello, my friend Arcane. Like literally, let's visit this guy again for a second. How cool is the art? He is like the epitome of like the royal mage with the fire and that walking stick, scale birds in the background, wizened with age, and just you know, freaking awesome. But again, cards I'll never get to play. All right, last pack. It looks like we'll have to get a Marchesa. I was fortunate and pulled a Kea out of another pack that I bought waiting for these boxes. So they got that one, but I might get a little ahead because she's super awesome. Unfortunately, the alternate art foil is way too out of my price range. So let's see what we got here. Let's slow roll this one. Look, it's almost like I'm doing the pack one, pick one, or whatever drafters say. It's doing these things, and it is Call of the Untamed. Hey, and a foil Thor of the Black Rose. This is kind of cool because it's usable, and I have a Ramsey's Overdark deck that would really benefit from this. So let's check out the highlights of this little pile here. We've got sort of High City. I think it's a highlight for me. Serum Visions, Burgeoning, Boom, Friction Arena, Get Ready, because I really love 3-0 Planeswalkers. I might think about putting red in my Tezzeret decks. Recruit of the Guard, Immortal Sleep Prisons, Inquisitions, Burning Wish Desertion, this Sanctum Prelate, right there, see, like that. And I think that's about it. Yeah, this box definitely not as good as the first one, but that's it. Now you just need to clear off the table, and thank you for watching, and I hope you had fun. This was actually kind of fun for me, and I guess I'll work on doing better in the future because it's another layer of interacting with the Magic community. So if you have any suggestions or words of encouragement or words of, oh God, please stop doing this, don't, let me know. Thank you.